Good morning, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Happy Wednesday. Hope you had a good, you're having a good week so far. I just wanted to go back to our last assignment, just in case some of you are having trouble navigating one of the sites. So this was about transition and fossils and what fossils show us in terms of transition in 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 the development of organisms from way back in his prehistoric times or historically transitioning different parts of a body as organisms adapt to the changing environment. And so the worksheet, let me minimize me for a sec. Okay, the first one, this is a YouTube video about Tiktaalik, this prehistoric fish that I mean it's a fossil of an organism that is similar to a fish, but you know, it's somewhere in between fish and what we call tetrapods. And so the next site is an HHMI website about tetrapods. So when you open it, you get an introduction slide or card which you can close, and then from there you can navigate to key concepts. What are the key concepts? They're very brief. Basically, you're looking at how tetrapods came to be. Uh, you know, according to this, looks like we have origins of life in a marine environment that then inhabit land masses. And if you remember anything from earth science or any kind of science where you learned about the formation of the earth, you know, all signs point to life beginning in a marine environment and then transitioning over to inhabit land masses. As land became more inhabitable, it had food and had protection from predators. All right, so once you're done with the key concepts, you don't have to look at credits, but if you want to, you can look at who did this. And you know, think about the fact that you could one day maybe produce something like this if you wanted to. All right, so on the right hand side, you have introduction, key concepts, and credits. And then here you press the begin and the timeline expands, right? So you have the coelacanth, and this just gives you a guide of what to do or what you need to do. Okay, so coming on down, so you have the coelacanth, this once believed to be extinct fish which is not extinct. And then each one of these links gives you evolution of different parts, right? Gills, lungs, humerus. It's very important to look at the transition of limbs, because limbs are specialized for either movement or swimming. So this gives paleontologists and scientists in general kind of a clue as to what environment the organism they're studying lived in, and what it hunted, how it moved, how fast, how slow, right? So as you go down, so if you want to learn about this coelacanth, you can click on its name, and then the next one down, the derpes, same thing. Okay, so as you go further down the fossil record, right, it gives you the next organism, Telepiton, and then what did it have, right? It had a flat head. Obviously, the coelacanth has a flat head too, but this is kind of giving you commonalities, right? So far, all three of these organisms have lungs in common, right? 7 digits, 6 digits, 6 or 5 digits, or 6 and 5 digits. Okay, these two organisms here, the Ichthyostega and the Telepeton both have flat heads. And as you go down, you kind of see similar features. Okay. So this should help you in answering the questions on the sheet about transition fossil records. Okay, so today we're gonna keep moving, and we're gonna talk about one of my favorite organisms, whales, or group of organisms, right? So whales, recently we've had a lot of whales off the shore of California, which is really nice to see. Some of the endangered whales are making a comeback, right? And whales are very important very interesting evolutionarily, because they are, as you know, they're mammals, but they live in the ocean. They live in a marine environment, unlike many other mammals, or the majority of other mammals, and they don't look like what you think would be a normal mammal, right? They look more like fish. So, obviously the answer here, fish or mammal, whales are mammals. But now let's see if, the question here is, are whales more closely related to fish or cats, right? So you're going to look over, okay, so that's the question you're answering. So your claim, you have to make a claim. What do you think? Do you think they're more closely related to fish or cats? Now your answer doesn't have to be, oh well, they're both mammals, right? They can be more, if you think, right? If you can claim that they are closer to fish than cats based on what they need to do or how they move or whatever, right? And so this presentation that goes along, that's linked, will kind of give you background information, right, about the evolution of whales, evidence of their anatomy compared to other mammals and fish. Okay, fossil records. What do fossils have to say about how whales developed, how they evolved over time? Right. So you're making a claim. You're supporting it with two pieces of evidence. I would use this presentation for your evidence. There's a lot of data here, a lot of information that you can cite, and then give me a good, use your brain to come up with reasoning, right? My claim is blank. The evidence that I'm using for my claim is this, and so therefore, my claim is justified by the evidence because dot dot dot, right? 3 to 5 sentences, nice and quick. Okay. I was very ambitious about the fact that I would be able to finish grading everyone's work, and I was pleasantly surprised, not surprised, but really encouraged that so many of you are turning in your work. So it's taking me longer than I thought, which is good. It's a good problem to have. So please keep checking Aries. And as always, just a reminder, your grade can only get better. So if if you are behind, or were behind before we left our classroom, this is a great opportunity to make up your grade, get a good grade, and then once you get your awesome grade, make sure you do fill out the form to opt for a grade option versus a credit or incomplete. The only way you can get an incomplete is if you have an F in the class and you don't improve it before the end of school. All right. And what else? I think that's it. If you have any questions, as always, comments or email, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Hope you're all doing well.